hats off to the Jerry Cottage Company watching us again today. And hopefully you guys are moving some of that Banana Jack Murphy barbecue sauce.
Oh, sure.
Original and moonshine.
Well, throw the plug in there.
I just did.
You need it.
I just did.
That is good sauce,
It's
though.
great sauce.
It really is.
Man, I'm eating too much of the product now. Warm weather means I'm outside. I'm doing stuff in the yard.
Jack won't give me a bottle to give me a little sample to carry home. And I tried on a piece of meat once. It's good.
I'm counting my blessings this time of the year, Deacon, because I don't have to go out and start planting the garden anymore. When I was growing up, man, this was the time to get out there and start planting that garden.
Oh, we've got somebody that likes to plant gardens right
likes
here,
to get dirty, do you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me see your nails. You got dirt under your nails?
Right now, no. I clean them up since I knew I would be on TV just in case.
Well, you didn't worry about that with us.
Yeah.
Yep,
I just made some lye soap yesterday. Well, not yesterday. The day, like a couple days ago. Time's blending together anymore.
All right. It's Abby Geedy, as in greedy, but no R.
No R.
Greedy, drop the R's.
That's
the
how
easiest
she
way.
said it, yeah. Well, Geedy is not a name that fills the HTC phone book. Where are you from, Abby?
I am from Pennsylvania originally, kind of South Central.
That's big. I heard I had a friend up there.
It's a very big state, like South Central, Harrisburg, area.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful part of Pennsylvania.
It's a gorgeous part of
Not
Pennsylvania.
Not too far from Hershey Park.
No, it isn't.
There
I
you
grew up
go.
going to Hershey Park quite a bit.
Oh, I love it up there. I got to get back.
That's kind of north of that Amish country up there.
Yeah, it is. It's right nearby, the kind of Lancaster area.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of good farm. Grew up across the street from a 100-acre farm.
Oh, they're beautiful farms up there.
Yep.
No kidding.
Did you guys ever have any of the dairy cows up there? I mean, everybody was contracted with Hershey to
I knew people
send
that
milk to, send milk to Hershey.
That's right.
Yeah. I never really knew anybody with dairy cows. We had horses, and friends of ours raised bucking bulls, but we never really had dairy in anyone I knew. But yeah, a lot of good farmland, a lot of dairy cows nearby.
Bulls. You had rodeo up there?
Yep.
I know they had, believe it or not, they have a lot of rodeo in New Jersey, which on the other side of the state.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
They
do.
Yeah, you only think of Texas or somewhere when you think of that stuff.
We had a rodeo every Memorial Day and Labor Day in my tiny town that I'm from. It was kind of our big event. But yeah, I guess I'm more here to talk about Horry County Museum.
I kind of like talking about rodeo myself.
That's all good. We can continue talking about it.
Go ahead.
But that's fine.
Take charge.
Well, you brought your Pennsylvania experience down
Exactly.
here.
I'm very excited to be able to work in a museum and also outside at the farm at the L.W. Paul Living History Farm. Since I grew up with livestock, grew up in the middle of nowhere, it's kind of nice to be able to be outside at work and also use my anthropology degree and everything at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really exciting.
Well, explain anthropology to Deacon.
To me.
Well, anthropology is
Study old
essentially
people?
It's just a study of people in general.
Okay. I thought it was
I thought
just
a study of ants.
I thought it was old people.
I've had people ask that if I study ants specifically, but no.
Really?
Yeah.
Anthropology?
Oh, my
It's happened. I've also been asked about dinosaurs. We don't do dinosaurs.
Right.
But yeah, it's archaeology and like study of culture and study of all kinds of stuff. It's really interesting. I really enjoy it. That's why I got a bachelor's and a master's in it.
Really?
But yeah.
Man, that's weird.
Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just did more than love it.
I really, really enjoy it. I also worked at the South Carolina Institute for Archaeology and Anthropology for 5 years before I came here.
Oh, yeah. Y'all guys
So-
had that great chant. SCIAA, that's the way. Let's do it today. I think that was it. Something like that.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so at the Horry County Museum, kind of pivoting back
Moving
again.
on. She's pivoting. I'm going to have her pivoting a lot.
It's
right.
all
She'll be
good.
spinning around in that chair before she
So
leaves
how
here
do
today.
you apply your ethnology or whatever to the museum, my dear?
Yeah. Well, this week, as you said, it's after Good Friday, starting planting. It's getting out there. So what we'll be doing is having a bunch of different planting demonstrations, as well as you can get out there and do some planting yourself. We're going to have the mule out, show a little bit about plowing. I think that we might even be letting people try to plow. It kind of depends on weather and all that kind of stuff.
Hope that mule's in a good mood.
Once you figure out how to do it, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I bet you could do it.
I've done it.
Well,
yeah.
I bet but you probably couldn't tell. It's been so long. I was a little kid when I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Didn't take hold, so to speak.
a full body workout.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sure is.
But so we'll have that. We'll have cooking demonstrations. We're going to have little seed bomb activities for kids that they can take home and plant. So we're going to have a ton of stuff going on tomorrow from 9 to noon at the LW Paul Living History Farm for Spring Planting Day. But yeah, so.
It was a big day.
Yeah.
You know, for those of us that grew up on a farm. Now,
Absolutely.
I kind of worked on the farms around.
Right.
But we did have the garden. And making a trek down to the farm supply store was just always a wonderful deal.
Yeah.
Now, my grandparents, they took it to the next level. They were pretty much what you would call a produce farmer. So
Okay.
there would be about 15, 20 acres of bell peppers.
Right.
And there would be field peas. And then there would be some corn.
Yep. I know we're definitely planting corn out there this time. That's for sure. And I know there's been some talk about, I'm not sure if we're planting them this time, but watermelon and peas and all that kind of stuff. What exactly we're going to have out there for everybody this time. But that's all stuff that's going to be out there throughout the summer. So
Now, what do you do with that stuff when you grow it? What do you do? You sell it or you give it away? What do you do with that?
We use it, which is why we don't plant a ton of it,
Right.
because we want to be able to use it and not waste all of it. It's either, like, a lot of the corn will sometimes be used for feed for, like, the hogs and the different livestock that's out there, or else we grind it and make grits out of it and use it that way.
That's never a waste.
No, not
Making
at all.
grits.
And then we can a lot of stuff, and so we've got some fruit trees that we just planted out there, so we'll be canning fruit and different stuff like that, making jams and jellies. We try and use almost
Don't make
everything.
too many now.
Yeah, don't get too heavy into
Don't
that.
get
You're
too
going to knock
carried
Jack
away
out of
over there
work.
with that jam and jelly now.
That's right.
Mess up my business.
Jack slaves over a hot jar every day putting
Well,
that
we
stuff
don't
together.
sell it.
Oh.
We just use it.
Okay,
you
good.
go.
You're good.
You're all right then.
No,
You're
we
all
just
right
use
then.
it for us. We're not a DHEC approved kitchen, so we can't hand
See,
out
it's
our
tricky.
food.
It's tricky.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but yeah, we can eat it at our own risk, I think.
Okay.
But yep. So.
Well, did you think that all the things that you were doing as a kid? You were telling us before you sat down that your family kind of took you out to these events on the weekend. And
Yeah, no, we went to a lot of historic houses up in Pennsylvania. A lot of, like I said, my family were history and plant people. So historic houses were kind of great because they had historic gardens. So we'd walk through those and do the house tours and everything. And yeah, no, I know I went into museums, and I kind of wanted a small museum, which luckily the Horry County Museum is, because you get to kind of put your hand in everything.
yeah.
But I didn't ever really clock a living history museum as somewhere I'd ended up, but I'm really, really enjoying it, and I really love it, so I'm glad I ended up here. And it's good to use that, like, equine experience that I have to go out there and plow the mule and do all that kind of stuff and be outside while still getting to do museum stuff.
Yeah,
So-
right. And there's not a lot of difference between Pennsylvania northern farms and southern farms, is there?
No, it's just some
Yeah.
different crops, some different
Yeah.
things. But yeah, it's not too far off from one another. So
Right.
it's a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think what the crops would be there in that particular part of.
I know we've got a lot of
Pennsylvania.
like wheat and soybeans and stuff like that. I know the guy that I grew up on 10 acres with horses, but the guy across from us had like a 100-acre farm, and the whole area is farms for the most part around us. But yeah, there's a lot of soybean in that area.
Sure.
So yeah.
We have soybeans here.
Yeah.
Cotton has surprisingly been a crop that I see a lot more
Right.
of here.
Yeah.
In the Carolinas.
Yeah, I know tobacco's real big down here
Yeah.
too.
Well,
so.
Used to be huge.
Yeah, used to
Yeah.
be. Yeah, right.
Or
Used to be.
historically,
Yeah.
it's,
It was like
And then I think
tremendous.
they switched over, some of them switched over to soy.
yeah.
So
Yeah. 'Cause, tobacco is one of our 4 T's: tourism, turpentine, timber, and
Just make up something. It's
yeah, just
Oh.
come up with anything.
oh
Don't worry
boy,
about it.
turpentine, timber, tourism, tobacco. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
We grow tourists down
What
here.
about those tourists?
I mean, it's
Yeah,
one of the big
that's
things
it.
we got here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's the big one. I'm blown away at how far we've come, because I was born in '64, so pretty much what you would see out there at the LW Living Farm, LW Paul Living Farm,
Yep.
is probably, I'd say, centered around somewhere about maybe 10 years north of that, somewhere
Right.
like 50,
1900 to 1955 is
Somewhere in there.
technically, we focus kind of 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
But that whole time span we're doing, especially like the Depression era stuff, kind of talking about like the sackcloth kind of clothing and quilting and all that kind of stuff. We just got done a bunch of quilting programs last month.
Right.
So we were talking about that stuff. But yeah, that Depression era is kind of very interesting as far as a lot of that stuff was already happening, but it was definitely like poorer communities doing all of this stuff. So that's we're kind of focusing on poorer families rather than like plantation families.
Right, sure.
So it's a history that still needs to be told.
And then you throw in that whole angle of the co-ops, because even though we started getting electricity here,
Right.
because of the REA, that Rural
Electrification,
Right.
yep.
Act, there was still some folks, it took them a while to actually get the power.
Right, and I think it was in like the 50s. It wasn't until like in the later 50s or maybe early 60s that rural electrification really like took hold in this area.
Yeah.
And we talk about like the wood stove. Most people would have maybe gotten some fans and some lights, but they wouldn't have gotten rid of that wood stove in their house.
No.
Because
Not for the
that's what they
longest
knew
time.
how to cook on, and that's what they like
Yeah.
to do. Maybe you got a fridge and got rid of your pantry, turned it into a bathroom, but you kept that wood stove for a while.
Mm-hmm.
An ice box.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, people still call refrigerators. Some people in West
Yeah,
Virginia
yeah.
still call them ice boxes.
Well, in
Yeah.
West Virginia, they still are ice boxes.
Well, they are.
Now, that was
Don't
crazy,
tell
because I
everybody.
hear some of the old timers who would talk about getting huge blocks of ice and putting in a hole with sawdust around it,
Yeah?
Yeah.
and just
right.
like a hole that they dug under a covered building.
Right.
Kind of bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much
And it was
about
delivered
that.
on wagon. That the
Yeah.
ice blocks were delivered on
That
wagon.
makes sense, but yeah. So,
We've come a long way.
yeah,
Well, how does
absolutely.
the anthropology angle fit into there? I could see that would be interesting.
Right. I mean, the anthropology angle is more just like, why are people doing what they're doing and what impacts them in that way?
I think it's called hunger.
Yeah, and that's a big factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a big factor. And
Yeah.
then you've got like the different ways that like the feed companies are realizing that people are using their cloth, and then they start to pattern their cloth, and then it becomes a kind of thing where everyone is vying for the best pattern. And so that becomes a marketing thing, so like it's all these kind of cascading connections
Sure.
is kind of the anthropology thing to me. So
It's really, really neat.
Yeah.
I can see where you'd have a ball out there.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
I don't know a lot about anthropology, but it intrigues me.
Yeah. I originally thought like I realized I wanted to go into museums in like 7th grade. I'm one of those people that like figured out their life very early. But I originally thought I was going to need a history degree, but like history in high school tends to be a lot of dates, a lot of places, and like memorization.
Sure.
Which like I was always like, I want the more like people aspect of history. And then I interned at a museum where the main curator was an anthropologist, and I was like, wait, what's that? Like, and so I went into researching it and haven't looked back.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the more like human-centered kind of aspects of history, which I really, really enjoy.
Well, see, then you don't work. You're happy.
Yeah, she's
This is a
definitely
fun
happy. You can
job.
tell that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time.
Yes.
I really, really love it. I've only been here since October, so I'm really new to like, I'm not new to South Carolina, but I'm new to the Myrtle Beach area, and I'm new to this job, but I'm having a great time.
Well, you spent some time in Columbia, didn't you?
Yep, I was there for undergrad and grad at USC. So I was there and then another year or so after that, working for SCIA until I came here.
Skia.
Yeah, South Carolina Institute of Archaeology and Anthropology.
Oh,
Season-
yeah, that's right. You
Right.
got the cool chant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said the jingle
CIAA.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. She called me
They had a
out.
heck of a football team, Skia.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, spring planting, big day. What time do I need to get out tomorrow?
It'll be there from 9 to noon. We'll have stuff going on all morning. So get out anytime between those hours.
And regular museum hours?
Regular museum hours, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5. And then the farm is open 9 to 4. those same days, which we still will be open till 4 on Saturday. So if you can't get in that morning, there won't be as many things happening, but I'm sure the planting won't be quite done at noon, so we'll still be doing stuff the whole rest of that day if you can't get out that morning.
Well, now y'all still you have that building out. Don't you have like a shop where they can say if they want a snack or something?
Yeah, we have a gift shop in there.
Case,
Yeah, so you can grab a snack, grab a soda, walk
Right.
around and enjoy.
There you
Relive
go.
those memories.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
And test drive a mule.
Right. Maybe. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But yeah.
He may be stubborn that day.
But yes.
Yeah, she
I'll just
may
stand
not
on the other
want-
side of the field and hold the stick. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna do.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah, you got your plowing stakes. You're
you
gonna
go.
be the plowing
I'm just
stake.
gonna be the
That's
stake
it.
right there. Good seeing you.
Yeah, it was
I'm
nice
sure
meeting
we'll
you
see you
guys.
again. Abby
Yeah.
Geedy from the Horry County Museum.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Give me a knuckle.
Anthropology, the study of ants.
Yep,
That was dumber
exactly.
than my jingle, man.
Well-
I think it was.
Well, it's
Laughter
better.
says it all.
It's better than uncleology. That is tougher.
Yeah, no, you're not the first person to ask me about ants. Like,
Well,
I
good.
had someone ask me that and completely genuinely once, and
There
I
you
was
go.
like, no.
We'll continue this after a while. We'll be right back.